Howdy, I'm Josh. Welcome to the GoHighLevel prospecting tool. This is great for new lead generation, for lead research, and it can be accessible at the agency as well as the sub-account levels. So we'll dive into all those things as well as inside of my account so you can see how I've been using it, how some of my clients, affiliates, and people in my community have actually been using it as an added benefit to them and to those that know me. There will be a link down below that you can actually click on and then use my prospecting tool so you get a good demo of what results you can expect inside of your account so that you don't have to even purchase it to see those results. Of course, if you're not familiar with the prospecting tool and how it works, let's do a quick overview. When you're in the agency account, you can go and click on prospecting. Once you go into the prospecting, you should have 3 or 5, I'm not sure how many, they give you free premium reports that you can test inside of your account. And there should be a little button here. If not, you can click on the add prospect button and you'll be able to use those premium accounts and get the full features for a limited time until you use up those free benefits. And then it'll go down to a regular report, which will have fewer like SEO reports and some more expensive details that they give you in the premium. Once you're in the prospecting account, you can actually see past prospects. You can export those PDFs, you can see the names, you can see if it's marked as open, there's forms, the conversion rate, which is a little bit of an arbitrary number, but they try to calculate the likelihood of you being able to convert them into a client inside of HighLevel based on the tools that HighLevel offers and the scoring inside the prospecting tool. You can also convert it straight to a sub account. So this would be a great workflow to, let's say, a new client is interested, they fill out the prospecting tool, and then you just click on them and convert them to a sub account in the eventual that they want to sign, or even if you're giving them a demo of the account first, you've got all their details easily accessible from the prospecting tool. You also have the ability to categorize each one of these prospects. You can click on categorize now, go click on category, and you can go and create them, such as add a category, and then you can select the prospecting accounts to add to that. You can also assign that to people, and then you can go and sort this by categories and search your prospects. At the top, you also have the ability to look at some analytics. So in my case, I can see that in the past 6 months, I've had 16 reports generated. None of those were clients. I'm not trying to take these and converting them to clients. That's not my current strategy. Lead generation, 27 of them. Report views from the people that generated, 11 of them actually viewed the report. And then I can go and see where they were generated. Was it a prospecting tool? Was it a form widget? Some people are actually using a form. We'll show that soon. And then you can actually see the recent form submissions and those details down below and click on view the report. Now the next slide is the widget. So you can only create one widget inside the account. And with that widget, let me get some of these blurs out of the way, you can actually go and edit that. So I'll go click on edit form, and then you're going to have the styling of this widget. So the benefit of this is you can actually share this or embed this inside of your site. So this is first name, last name, business name, and address. This is going to be pre-populated. So as people are filling this out, so let's say like Apple, then this is going to pull from Google to pre-populate the address details into the prospect's account. So it makes it a little bit easier to sign up, and you get to get their phone number and email for this kind of prospecting tool widget. You can go and theme it as well as go into the settings and then share it. Inside the settings section, that's where you can grab the embed code, and you can also grab the embed code from the widget page, which would be here, and then copy the embed code, and then you can share that. At the moment, at the agency level, you can only do one widget. Of course, just about everything I'm showing you here can be done inside of the sub account, minus a few different features, because you can actually resell the prospecting tool to your clients. So this would be an added level of recurring revenue, and we'll go into the reselling feature for prospecting in just a minute. Last but not least, there is settings, and that is just the ability to unsubscribe from the prospecting tool. So let's walk through adding a prospect. we'll click on Add Prospect, and we'll go in here and let's say Apple, and we'll do the Apple Store. If I click on Apple Store, then it's going to show up a bunch of the different businesses in that area. It's going to give you a brief overview of like conversion rate likeliness, and you can see based on, let's find one with a little bit lower kind of rankings. Most of these that are showing up are going to be kind of high. I can go to some different pages. Sorry about this blur. I'll get this out of the way. And so after searching for Apple, then you could scroll through the likelihood of actually converting. Like this one, it says very high likelihood, but there's no ratings and details. So let me kind of click through some of these. So like this one right here, Apple University Park in Fort Worth. There's a lot of reviews. It's a big store. The likelihood of me being able to get in contact with them, not so much. Maybe I want to search for plumbers in, let's say, Fort Worth. And we'll go down the list of some of the plumbers that show up. Kind of a moderate likelihood. We'll find some that have a lower star rating. Most of these are going to be pretty high at the moment. So let's look at this one that says 4.7 with 23 ratings. That is going to try to pull as much of the information about this plumber as possible. So we're going to have all the kind of phone number, website details as well. Let's save that prospect, and then it'll work on generating this report. So as the report is generating, you can actually jump back out to the prospecting accounts page. You can click on the account that you just added, and Fort Worth Plumbing Pros, it'll try to gather as much information as possible. In this case, user information cannot be updated during report generation, so we can't go through and update some of this stuff, and the points of contacts haven't been found just yet. They may populate. We will see at the end of the report. And if we click on Share Report, then we can see the percentage while it is still generating. You also have the ability to go in here and add account information. So if you have a point of contact, as well as some general information and social profiles, some of which may automatically populate. You can add additional notes on this business. Let's say if you were to be able to get in contact with them, you can note that here they got in contact. This is what you talked about, so that you can continue to try to convert them into one of your clients. Once the report is generated, you can either export the PDF from here, you convert to a sub account, delete it, of course. You can then click into the account, find out if there's any information that was gathered, such as the point of contact. In this case, they were not. Then we can click on Show the Report. Going down the list of this report, it's going to give you an overall score that takes into account business details, techno stack, a little bit of kind of marketing speak, in my opinion, kind of mumbo jumbo, just a little bit. You can share the report at the top, and you can choose which sections you want to be visible. We'll go through the sections, and then we can click on and edit which ones we want visible. In this case, it looks like Google Business Profile is claimed. The chat widget is not on a website. It's not a WordPress site. There's not enough review replies based on this percentage. Doesn't look like there's a tag manager. Looks like there is a Google Analytics pixel. So it's going to give you a bunch of details that may help you convert this into a marketing client per se. But the big one is probably going to be this listings, which is the ability to resell something like Yext, or if this is one of your sub accounts, they are interested in their businesses, and if they have multiple locations, they want to be able to run prospecting reports in order to see how their listings are doing online, all their different locations. So this is going to be a powerful tool to analyze their online reputation. So in this case, there's a lot of listings that they need to update. The online reputation is pretty good. Average response same day. There's only 23 reviews, so they could use some more reviews. There is a 1-star, but it's blank, so it may be a little bit more on the junk side. This one looks like it is a review that they would want to kind of build out of by getting a lot more of the 5-star reviews. You can then see the website performance and an SEO analysis based on a particular keyword. So this one is plumber near me. How do they rank? They are number 1 in this area, and then number 5 all the way up here, closer to the cultural district in Fort Worth. So you may be able to come to them and say, based on this prospecting report that you've printed out, or you digitally are showing them, looks like you want to rank a little bit higher in historic Southside and cultural district inside of Fort Worth. I can help you with it based on these tools. So all these sections can then be turned on and off by clicking on sections. So let's say you don't want to build a WordPress site. So you'd probably turn off WordPress site. You can apply that. That's going to refresh, and then that's no longer going to show up in the details. You can do that for most, if not all, of the sections inside of the prospecting tool. And then once you're happy with it, you can click on export the PDF, or you can click on share report, and you're going to get this copy link that you can then send to this business. It could be as easy as copying this link, going back to the prospect account, finding any of the general information, such as this phone number, or let's say an email, and then you send the link to them and say, hey, I ran this report. It may or may not be useful to them. Then you can start a conversation with the business, and you may be able to close them from there. Now, let's talk a little bit more business. You, on the prospecting side, can actually go into reselling at the agency level, and then you can resell the prospecting tool. You have the ability to disable this if this is not a part of your core offering for your white label SaaS through GoHighLevel. But in my case, that I have marked this up to a $45 per month offer, so that my sub-accounts can actually purchase the prospecting tool from me and get access to everything that I just showed you for their business. This may or may not be useful. Again, it could be some franchise that is actively checking multiple businesses. It could be a business that remarkets to other businesses as well, and they're a micro marketing agency and they need a prospecting tool and they want to brand it underneath their brand instead of yours. So they'd be interested in getting a prospecting tool at a much cheaper cost. Now, the newest feature that you can do with the prospecting tool at the automation and sub-account level is to go in and create a workflow. And you can start this one from scratch, and then you can add the trigger of prospect. So when I find prospect generated, that is a new trigger that will turn on whenever a new prospect is generated, and you have a little bit of criteria to add. You can go to filters, and you've got 2 standard fields available, which is prospect conversion score. So if it's equal to, it's greater than, it's empty, greater than or equal to, let's say it's equal to, or most likely it's greater than, let's say greater than 80%, then you may want to fire off an automation that happens after that. And maybe the prospect source is any of, let's say, widget. And so that would be the embed code widget that you can enable for the prospecting tool. And maybe after this happens, you're going to want to send them a email, or you're going to want to send one of your internal team members and say, hey, you just got a new prospect. You should probably reach out to them. A myriad of options, all of these actions that are inside of HighLevel that you have on a day-to-day basis are available for you to trigger. And of course, tons more are inside of the app marketplace that you can trigger just about anything that's out there through webhooks, API calls as well. So that trigger is available for the prospecting tool. And once you're happy with all those settings, the ability to access the prospecting tool would be inside of marketing, and then it would be inside of the prospecting section here, which I do not have enabled for my account because this is my agency sub account, and so I don't need it twice. At the moment, I may be disabling it at the agency level and enabling it here at the sub account level in the future, and just marking it at cost. So I'm not charging any more and paying any more than I would at the agency level. You can also tell your people to your sub accounts and clients to view a sample report from within this account, and this would give you a decent overview of what the marketing audit report would look like. I hope this helps. A little bit of a long video on the prospecting tool, but it's something that I have found very useful. And I'm going to leave you with one final kind of hint at how I have been able to utilize it inside of my business. This is my community, and inside the community, I have given the announcement that people can go and actually use my prospecting tool. So there's a free business audit here. People can click on this and they can go to egrowthlab.com/free audit. And inside of here, they can actually click on, get a quick little video of what it looks like, and they can get their audit from this pop-up. So this is the same widget that we just walked through. People fill this out and they're going to get a widget in return. And I don't have a ton of people filling this out, but it is completely free for businesses to be able to fill out their details, get a prospecting result, and it helps them research their leads, as well as give them an overview of what the prospecting tool gives them for and through GoHighLevel. I appreciate your time. And if you're interested in any of the other tools that I have to offer, the free videos that are inside of my community, then you're welcome to go and join the GoHighLevel Jumpstart community. I have a ton of free white label onboarding and training videos that I have pre-filmed that are all completely free inside the community, and you can just go and download all of these videos. This is for onboarding and training new clients of yours, as well as training yourself. And I've got a ton more resources for my affiliates, voice AI snapshots, startup guides, website SaaS reselling pages. And for those that join on the $297 and $497 plan, I help set up your account. So that is what I have for you, and I will see you in the next video. This has been Josh. Adios.